Hey there. So, it's been a long time since I've posted anything on this channel, but here we are with another airsoft related video. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. And this is kind of important for anyone who's looking to buy a sidearm in the airsoft market. And we're going to look at one brand in particular that's, I believe, should be infamous for a couple of reasons. So this is the E&C Glock 17. It's a Glock 17 Gen 5. This one belongs to a friend of mine, and he sent it over to me to take a closer look at it because it has a lot of problems, and I will get into that in a moment. So, what is my history with this particular brand? I used to own a Glock 19 third gen from E&C, and it had so many problems. Well, for the price, for the price of 4,300, I believe it was for a Glock 19, and it looked affordable, but oh my gosh, the quality is just piss poor. Now, my friend told me he got this for somewhere around 5,000 plus pesos, and I guess anyone who's outside of the Philippines will just have to run that through a converter, a currency converter. But on the surface, it looks affordable. Technically, it is. It's one of the. It's like a. I guess it's up there, almost up there with WeTech. But again, there's just so many problems with this like brand when it comes to their Glocks. And it's kind of odd because E&C, they make really good ARs like that right there. This is an E&C AR. But when it comes to Glocks, they kind of fall short in terms of quality. I mean, it's not even like, I guess you'd call it mid-range in terms of pricing. But well, I guess I'm just gonna have to show you the problems I had with this. Well, not really my problems, my friend's problems, but the problems I also experienced with my old Glock 19. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did used to own a E&C Glock 19 third generation, and when I purchased that, like about a year ago, I thought I just got unlucky that my gun is faulty. It had a lot of problems. I had to bring it to like a airsoft gunsmith to have some parts fixed and replaced. But as it turns out, the problems that I had with my Glock 19 was also present in this gun, in this same brand Glock. And that's not all. I have another friend who owns I believe it's a Glock 19 third generation in tan. It also had the same issues. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the slide off, and we're just gonna take a closer look at why I believe you should probably stay away from an E&C Glock of any like model and generation. Right then, so I took the gun apart. Basic like field strip, I guess, of the Glock. Again, this is a Glock 17 Gen 5. You have your ambidextrous slide release. There's your trigger assembly and your hammer, I believe. I guess you can call it a hammer, but that's like your punch that punches into the. Oh, would you look at that? It would not even reset. There it is. So, what were the problems that I had with my old Glock 19 third gen that is also similar with this Glock 17 fifth gen? One, it has to do with this part right here. this whole assembly. I have no idea what the material is made out of. Probably some low quality aluminum or pot metal. That'd be really bad, but I don't know. The problem is that as the slide reciprocates, when you pull the trigger, you fire the gun, it has a tendency to not lock back. And when that happens, the hammer would drop again, punch the magazine valve, the gas valve, essentially uh, putting your semi-automatic gun into full auto, and that is really bad news. Because you, I mean, it should be obvious that you do not want your semi-auto pistol to go full auto, and it's really strange that the issues that my friend was having with his Glock, that it goes full auto, was present in my Glock 19. So now I haven't asked my other friend who owns a Glock 19 in tan. I didn't ask him about whether his gun was also firing in full auto, but I I would assume it. I'm assume sorry. I would assume that it would over time. The more he fires that gun. But yes, it's this this part right here. It sometimes it would not catch like that. That's I guess that latch right there will not catch into the sear, and it'll just keep this from just constantly uh, pushing forward, firing the gun in full auto. You really do not want that. Another issue with the gun is the magazine itself. Well, not this part, but this right here, the valve. I don't know what it is about E&C magazines. They're not the most efficient. At least the Glock 19 magazines aren't the most gas efficient. But these things, I don't know why, but they have a tendency to just blow out the gas. Like you pull the trigger, hammer strikes, and then the gas just shoots out. It does not reset. It does not close. I have no clue why that happens with this particular brand. It could very well just be the quality of this valve here. So my recommendation, if you happen to be using a WeTech Glock magazine, you either switch this with a WeTech valve, or just do away with this and, I don't know, use a WeTech magazine. That's kind of the weird thing about E&C Glocks, is that if you really want to make this thing work, just replace the internals with WeTech parts. And yeah, even the hammer assembly right here. Barrel and hop up, they don't have much of an issue. I don't know why this thing's splitting. Well, actually, no, we know why. One of the screws missing. I don't know how that happened. I might just have to put a replacement screw on that one. But there's no issue with this. I mean, it's pretty standard, so no problems there. Another issue, it's more of a quality issue, but it also affects the functionality of the slide. It's this right here. Anyone who owns a WeTech or any other brand of a Glock, like gas blowback pistols, should know that there's supposed to be like an extension here, around here, that goes up and over, like a little hook, and you put your inner barrel in here. It's a little tricky. There's supposed to be a hook that goes, oh no, wrong side. Yes, over on this side, so that when you pull the slide back, the barrel will tilt down. You know, during cycling, the barrel tilts down along with the inner barrel. But without it, it pretty much just causes a lockup here in the slide when you try to rack it. Well, it will have a tendency to cause a lockup. And again, it's more of a quality issue. Again, because I do not know if they're using like low quality aluminium or like just pot metal. It's pretty thin too. It really doesn't want to focus, but trust me, it's thin, and you can see the seam right there, or like that's where it broke off. Pretty bad. And I'm surprised that it didn't happen to this gun in particular, because what happened to my old Glock 19 was that this part right here, this is what feeds, or this is what pushes the BB into the chamber. And I'm surprised it did not break off, because my old Glock 19, this part, like, for some reason, just broke off. I don't know why. And it was brand new, mind you. The this part on my Glock 19, it was like, it just broke after 1 week, after its purchase. Yeah. And I had to get it replaced with a WeTech part, which is a weird, like, again, it's like going back to the whole WeTech thing. Like, if you really want to make this gun work, just either swap it out for, swap the stock parts for WeTech, or just buy a WeTech Glock, you know. Maybe some like to purchase E&C Glocks because it's got the markings and stuff, but is it really worth it if it has all these issues? And again, I thought it only happened on mine, on my old one, but it's happening here, and it's happening to my other friend as well with his own Glock. And yeah, I'm not hating on E&C or anything. I'm just really concerned that their Glocks are not like, how do I say this? They're just not good at all. Yeah, but I hope you find this video informative. If you are looking for a pistol to buy, perhaps maybe go for something else. Again, a WeTech or even a D-Bell, I suppose. Just not an E&C Glock. Because for whatever reason, they just have a lot of issues. And well, it's kind of unfortunate too, because what I like about the E&C Glocks here is that, one, compared to the WeTechs, E&C mag release buttons are really stiff, meaning that it takes quite a bit of force to drop your magazines. And, unlike WeTech, where you just cough on it and your magazine just falls out. And your trigger too, it's pretty crisp. Like, it's probably the two things I love about E&C Glocks is that really stiff magazine release and a really crisp trigger. Nice click there. So let me reset that. So you hit that wall, and then it takes a good amount of force to drop that punch right there. So I don't know, if you're looking to modify your WeTech Glocks with a nice crisp trigger, just take one from an E&C, if that's what you want to do. And if you want to make your E&C Glocks perform a little better, get some WeTech mags, get some WeTech parts, keep the slide, maybe replace that if it breaks off, and get a WeTech outer barrel. That's all I can really say. They just really, I don't know. Well, I guess this video is going on too long, but that's all. That's all I really have to say about these things. They're not good. Bottom line is they're not good. Get something else. And yeah, thanks for watching.